Hi, I'm Aaron Frankel, the founder of JerusalemExperience.com, and today we're visiting the Pool of Siloam at the City of David here in Jerusalem. And here with me is Danny Ehrman, also known as Danny the Digger, an archaeologist and a tour guide. So Danny, what is unique about this place?
Well, this is one of the few places where through archaeological means you can find a site, a place that is mentioned in the scriptures. In this case, an event that is mentioned only in the Gospel of John, of Jesus curing a blind person. The place mentioned is the Pool of Siloam. And where is it? In 2004, and only in 2004 we actually found it. We thought it was in a different location, but archaeology proved it to be at the very southern end of this slope. Let me show you what it's all about. The Gospel of John, and only the Gospel of John, records Jesus performing a miracle at the site called the Pool of Siloam. A blind person approaches him seeking redemption and cure to his blindness. Jesus puts mud on his face and tells him, now wash it off in the water of the Pool of Siloam. The blind person does so and he regains his eyesight. Now the question is, where is this site? In the Byzantine period, the spot of the Pool of Siloam was identified in another location and a big church was built over it. And until 2004, also modern scholarship thought that's the location. But then, in 2004, maintenance work done here uncovered a set of steps. And yet the corner over here seems to indicate it's not some step street, but it's part of a big immersion pool for the public. Here is an assumption of what the whole thing looked like. We are now looking at just the corner of it over here. And this is dated to the time of Jesus. So this, people, is probably the real Pool of Siloam. This is where Jesus performed his miracle. Where did the water come from? Let's go to the source of the water. But where did the water of this pool come from? What is the source? Where is the spring? You see that the water accumulates here also today. And without this modern plastic pipeline, this whole area would be flooded. But the source is actually 500 meters away from us, and it reaches this part of the city by a tunnel that was dug 700 years before Jesus used this Pool of Siloam. The tunnel that feeds this pool is actually from the Old Testament days, from the time of King Hezekiah. In 701 BC, that king commanded the creation of a tunnel to take the water to a secured area in fear of the Assyrian attack. And that kept being used also in the time of Jesus, and in fact, it still works to this day. Let's go and see it. But where did the Pool of Siloam get its water from? Apparently, in the time that the pool was operating, they didn't realize that the water source is actually 500 meters away, stemming from a spring which is right beneath our feet. And the tunnel which connected it to the Pool of Siloam was dug 700 years earlier by King Hezekiah, anticipating an Assyrian attack. And it still operates to this day. Let's take a look. This is the first place where the water can be seen. And this is where the water starts running along the Hezekiah's tunnel all the way to the Pool of Siloam. The water continued to flow. It doesn't end here. And now we understand that this is not the end of the tunnel. The Pool of Siloam is really around the corner.